Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. With golden soil and a well foretold, our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, and let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Please be seated. Distinguished guests, I would like to invite Uncle Chris Tobin, representative of the Darug people, to offer the traditional welcome to country.
Thank you. Warami, everyone. And Nalawa, welcome to the lands of the Wallamedigal. I belong to one of the local Aboriginal families of the Darug people, the traditional custodians over this part of the country. I wish to firstly pay my respects to the country and its people, and to thank the university for their acknowledgement of us and the invitation to welcome you here today. That acknowledgement is important for our people and much appreciated. My family, in fact, descend from Yarramundi, a respected elder and cleverman of the Burruburungal clan during the early years of colonisation. He saw that our survival in this new world could best be secured if we could learn more about it. So he enrolled his daughter, Bulungari, or Maria, into the Native Institute, a school set up in 1815 by Governor Macquarie, offering formal education to Aboriginal children. Maria studied there for several years and used her newly acquired skills to lobby and ultimately secure some land for herself and her family out along the Richmond Road. Other Aboriginal families soon joined them, and it became known as the Blackstown, where the present-day city of Blacktown gets its name. We are very proud of her, as I'm sure your families are of you here today. And with good reason. Your success is our success, your advancement, our advancement. Now, that was probably better understood in traditional times when camp groups were smaller and clans abided by strict sharing laws. Meant the food that you caught and brought back was distributed throughout the rest of the camp. Your skills and good fortune were thus enjoyed by all. Your efforts literally nourished the rest of the community. And you in turn were looked after by them. Yes, we can live quite beautifully when we work together. Our Aboriginal ancestors certainly lived well in many respects, and I use occasions like this to offer them to yourselves as a model or a benchmark on how good to expect our lives today. You see, when Captain Cook arrived here a little over 250 years ago now, he encountered a people whom he described as one of the happiest people he'd ever met. They owned nothing, he wrote, but the tools they carried. They were naked, made their shelters from the bark of trees without cutting them down, and fed their families from the earth without excessive tilling or clearing. There was no slavery, no rich and poor, and no homelessness. Armies were unheard of, as were forts, jails, or even fences. People cooperated to collect the resources that were needed, which were then shared out according to strict Aboriginal law. Our lands are maintained in their natural state through fire and responsible harvesting. Our rivers and waterways kept clean and unpolluted, with people drinking out of them as they have done here for the past 20,000 years. Now, this is not a vision or a dream or anything like that. This was normal life for our people and for the longest time, and not too long ago either. And there's no reason why we should expect less for ourselves and our children than what our ancestors enjoyed. Admittedly, there's a lot more of us. However, we're a clever people, and there is still much magic in the world, I like to believe. So graduates, I would say expect great and wonderful things from your life. Life is good, and we are naturally a happy and healthy people. I would ask, though, that you share your gifts with the rest of us and keep following that beautiful spirit within you that got you this far. Do this, and I'm confident we can put together a world we can be proud of and a future that is worthy of our children. We can all do our bit. I'll do mine by winding up and letting you graduate. Just want to say congratulations to all of you and all the best in our collective futures. Thank you. Yano.
Distinguished guests, I am pleased to introduce Pro-Chancellor of Macquarie University, Professor Nick Mansfield.
Thank you, Chris, for your welcome to country. It's a hugely important thing for a university to connect with the long and strong traditions of wisdom, education and knowledge that have taken place on this site for many thousands of years. And it adds a great deal of significance to the ceremony, so thank you. Colleagues, guests, families and friends of our graduands, and most importantly, all our graduands. It is my distinct honour to welcome you here today to this graduation ceremony. I bring our graduands and their guests a special greeting from the members of our University Council, the governing body of the university. It's our hope that today is a very happy and memorable occasion for all of you. Now, I don't know if we have any small children or even babies here today, but I do want you to know that they are especially welcome. I also want you to know that we don't expect young children to either stay still or remain quiet through the length of a graduation ceremony. A graduation is very much an event for families and friends, and children are especially welcome. Today is a milestone day. Today we celebrate the wonderful achievements of those of you about to graduate. Completing a university degree is never easy. It requires an intelligent and inquiring mind, determination and perseverance, and you've made many sacrifices along the way in pursuit of your end goal. You've worked very hard to get to this point, and you should feel proud of what you've accomplished. We, as a university, are certainly proud of your achievements, and I'm pleased to be able to congratulate each and every one of you. I also want to especially welcome the families, supporters, and friends of our graduands here with us as invited guests. The fact that you've been invited by one of our graduands to share in one of the greatest days of their lives is proof positive that you've been an important influence. So to our invited guests, congratulations, and thank you for celebrating this great occasion with us. Our graduands might not realise it, but we're about to participate in one of the oldest of Europe's social rituals. If you were to pick a date, say 1500, and look to see what Western social institutions were around then and are still around today, you'll find only about 60 of them. The Roman Catholic Church, the Parliaments of England, Iceland and the Isle of Man, and 6 Swiss cantons. All the rest are universities. In fact, graduation ceremonies are even older than that. For more than 800 years, graduates have been donning gowns just like the ones you're wearing and participating in ceremonies just like this one. And since those earliest graduations, the ceremony has remained almost unchanged, a defining feature in the life of every university and its students. Now, we all realise that Macquarie University is not one of those ancient institutions. In fact, we're just over 50 years old. Though we're amongst the younger universities in the world, we're very proud to take part in this time-honoured ceremony today. And we all know that youth, however, has a lot of advantages. Macquarie is a very modern, forward and outward-looking university. We enjoy an enviable reputation for world-leading research excellence, research engagement and impact. We're continually progressing by extending our research and teaching partnerships, course offerings and facilities. We have a proud tradition of innovation and discovery, and our pioneering approach is built upon a collaborative and connected learning community. Even though this recent couple of years have been a period of great challenge for all of us, it remains a very exciting time for Macquarie University, amidst much change as the vision for our remarkable campus continues to unfold. Macquarie has over 214,000 graduates living in more than 140 countries. It's very clear we're looking forward and we're on the move, and so are you. Some of the things we all value so much about Macquarie, however, will never change. The friendliness, inclusiveness, and approachability of our staff and students is often commented on by visitors to the university, both from Australia and overseas. This is an inherent part of our culture, and we intend that it will always remain so. Remember, you as graduates will always be welcome here. Macquarie University will always be a leader in teaching and learning and a leader in the accumulation of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. However, our collective journey is also about building community where we have shared values, where we share things in common, and where we care about each other even when our points of view on some matters might diverge. In other words, an ideal community of scholars. Distinguished guests, academic and professional colleagues, and most importantly, our graduands, I offer you the warmest of welcomes to Macquarie University on this grand occasion. In just a few minutes, it will be my very great honour to confer your degrees upon you and welcome you as lifelong members of that community of scholars we proudly call Macquarie University. But now it's my great pleasure to introduce our occasional speaker, Dr. Anis G.E. Shami. Dr. Anis Shami is Chief Executive Officer and co-founder of Vitex Pharmaceuticals and is widely regarded as an industry leader with unrivaled experience and qualifications. Dr. Shami graduated from Macquarie University, completing his Bachelor of Medical Science with honours. He went on to complete a Master of Pharmacy at the University of Sydney before completing Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery at the Sydney School of Medicine, the University of Notre Dame, Australia. Dr. Shami also holds a Master's degree in Business Administration at the world-ranking Macquarie Graduate School of Management. With a remarkable list of credentials, Dr. Shami is also one of the youngest CEOs in Australia. He's passionate about Australian-made products and the premiumness that Australian products can provide to global markets. He's created a culture and international reputation for innovative quality systems, underscored by an entrepreneurial spirit. This has seen him in an advisory capacity to the world's leading brands and regulatory bodies. Dr. Shami is also a proud board member of the Consumer Healthcare Products Australia, the leading industry voice representing manufacturers and distributors of consumer healthcare products in Australia. More recently, Dr. Shami became the Careers Ambassador for the New South Wales Government, a leadership role for New South Wales graduates as they prepare for employment. Dr. Shami's unique skills, coupled with his commercial acumen, have demonstrated that integrity and profitability can go hand in hand. I now invite Dr. Anis G.E. Shami to deliver the occasional address.
Thank you, Professor McManus, for that introduction and the opportunity to address this convocation containing members and staff of the Faculty of Medicine, Health and Human Sciences and the Macquarie Business School. Distinguished guests, graduands, soon-to-be graduates, family and friends. It is customary, tradition if you prefer, for the speaker of the occasional address to impart some profound insights and learnings to galvanise, encourage and inspire our graduands. However, I realised within the last 24 hours, I think that may be a little bit futile to spend the next few minutes advising the new advisors for our society. Let's face it, that's all you'll be doing from now on. And I believe Macquarie University has invested the last few years galvanising, encouraging and inspiring you. So I want to break tradition, hopefully Professor McManus doesn't look too nervous, and make this occasional address a little bit more unique. I've decided to spend the next couple of minutes paying homage not only to our graduands, but to you, the family and friends of the graduands. I want this occasional address to formally acknowledge your sacrifice and albeit patience with our graduands. I will leave you with some words of encouragement at the end, so don't get too envious. I won't forget you. But I decided to do this in a unique format. I wrote a letter that I'll read out on behalf of the graduands to you. And it applies to any parent, child, partner, and friend. So this is from your beloved to you. To the ones I love, I understand now that you have been forced of late to witness a spectrum of emotions. Elation when I got that HD, apprehension before that exam that I was ill prepared for, tired all the time, depressed when I could not see the end, annoyingly curious, rebellious, bullishly independent. I have been challenging. They're all smiling, just so we're clear for the people on the right, smiling in agreeance. But despite all the mischief, the mountain never bowed to the howling wind. The mountain was unwavering and unbreakable. You have been my mountain, a formidable mass of strength and resilience, a stalwartly rock on which I have now built my dream. You immersed me in your benevolence and adoration. You shielded me from covetous demons. You created for me my own world to thrive and excel. You proudly paraded me as the illustrious jewel in your crown. Your most profound contribution has been to continuity, which has made changes in my life manageable. For transformation is inevitably turbulent, and we have recently experienced many moments of turbulence. It has been your unique capacity to hold together that which could have been torn asunder. You instilled in me a keen intellect, an unwavering perseverance, an indomitable will, and a continual strive for excellence. You would agree, right? You taught me that I should under no circumstance appear fickle, irresolute, frivolous, cowardly, or indecisive. You taught me to master my emotions, build good character, and rid myself from the anchors of trepidation. You are the master gardener, and I, your prized garden. You planted every seed correctly and timely. You tended to every branch and leaf with extreme prudence, patience, and precision. You swiftly exterminated weeds and encumbering pests. You placed me in the window of opportunity so I may always lean towards the sun. You whispered gently that the sky is not the limit, it is merely a stepping stone. You nourished me with your blood, sweat, and tears, probably applies more to your mothers, so I can be ripe for the harvest. You lived with nothing, some of you, so I can live with everything. You walked in danger, so I can live out my dreams. You clarified the chaos and confusion. You opened and honed my senses to the truth. You showed me that I have no adversaries, for they were never worthy of the challenge. You reminded me that for every criticism I endured and from every jealous tongue and sinister eyes, I inched closer to prosperity. You thrusted me, even against my will, towards this inevitable day. I cannot forget the years of sacrifice, the years of security, the years of stability, the years of certainty, the years of service you have unconditionally afforded me, my education, my dream. But rest now, O masterful gardeners. The fruit is ripe for harvest, and the fruit is of the highest quality, for it is time for me to establish my own path. But the universe has favoured me like none other, for they sent me you, and you have allowed my seedlings of ideas to be planted in bountiful soil and nourished with the wisdom and experience of your extraordinary life. I promise to inspire the future generations with your legacy and instill in them qualities of integrity above all, humility, benevolence, temperance, charity, diligence, rectitude, ambition, deference, honour, loyalty, and our most treasured attribute, courage. Qualities you have instilled in me, my family and my friends. Thank you for believing in me. I think I got it all right. It's pretty clear. Now something for you, graduands. It is time. This may rattle you a little bit. It is time for you to lead. You must try not to become a being consumed by ambition and success, but rather a being of value. And your value should be demonstrated in what you give and not in what you receive. You are about to receive a key in the form of a testament to enter a gated community of healthcare professionals or entrepreneurs. You no longer need to stand by the gate enviously looking in. Focus now on what you will do with that access. Learn to listen and not only hear. Envisage and not only see. I have learned that weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. I have learned to master my emotions and rid myself from the anchors of fear. I have learned anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. I have learned that success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts. I have come to realise, as the CEO of Vitex, as a medical professional, that this world can be dangerous. But it is not dangerous from those who are evil only. It can also be dangerous from those who do nothing with their talents. As Dante demonstrated in his manuscript Inferno, the most vile and sinister dungeons of hell are not reserved for those who commit the most heinous of acts. It is, believe it or not, reserved for those gifted with talents and opportunity, and here's the crunch word, but chose not to use them to better this world. For the price of greatness is responsibility, and you are chartering a future full of responsibility. But my most treasured lesson of them all is that intellectuals solve problems, geniuses prevent them. Finally, I pray for you to live more reflectively and knowledgeably, especially about the range of human experience and sentiment as it exists now and here and in the past and elsewhere. That, in turn, makes us better understand the interests, needs, and desires of others, so that we can treat them with respect and sympathy, however different the choices they make or the experiences that have shaped their lives or the ones they choose to love. When respect and sympathy is returned, rendering it mutual, the result is that the gaps which can prompt friction between peoples and even start wars come to be bridged or at least tolerated. The latter is enough. Congratulations, and I can appreciate some of you already calculating the level of intoxication you plan to reach this evening. But remember, I can say that because I was in those shoes. Remember, do right by this sublime planet, Do right by others, especially the ones we love, for we find it easy to hurt them the most. And do right by yourself. Thank you very much.
I'd certainly like to thank Dr. Charmy for coming here today and giving generously of his time to give us those remarks. Thank you. As Pro-chancellor of Macquarie University, I especially look forward to presiding at ceremonies such as today's and conferring degrees on those who've complied with the university's requirements for awards. I now call on Acting Registrar Dr. Leanne Holt to formally certify the eligibility of those who have met the requirements for their awards.
Pro-chancellor, I certify that all of the candidates being presented here today and those who are absent have satisfied the requirements of the Academic Senate for the degrees they are to be awarded. Would all candidates for admission to degrees please stand?
In the name of Macquarie University, Council, and by my authority as Pro-chancellor, I admit each of you present and those who are absent to the degrees for which you have qualified. Congratulations.
Graduates, please be seated. Pro-chancellor, the graduates at this ceremony are from the Faculty of Medicine, Health and Human Sciences. I now call on Professor Patrick McNeill, Deputy Vice-Chancellor and Executive Dean of the Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, to present the graduates. Professor McNeill.
Pro-chancellor, the graduates I'll present are from the Faculty of Medicine, Health and Human Sciences, which contains two schools, the Macquarie Medical School, the School of Psychological Sciences, and three departments, Department of Chiropractic, Department of Health Sciences and Department of Linguistics. The faculty is a core component of the Macquarie University Health Sciences Centre, which is unique in Australia. Macquarie is the only university that integrates its learning and research with health practice here on campus at our own health service, MQ Health. MQ Health provides the opportunity for our students to study or undertake research where real health practice is occurring. And we define that by three words: heal, learn, discover. Students in the faculty are studying one of 9 undergraduate degrees or a larger number of postgraduate coursework or postgraduate research degrees, including in psychology, medicine, physiotherapy, public health, clinical audiology, speech and language pathology, applied linguistics, the teaching of English to speakers of other languages, translation and interpreting studies, and the Master of Research and the Doctor of Philosophy. The graduates to be presented today are graduating from the department, from degrees in the Department of Linguistics, and I'll also present graduates who have completed their research degrees. I present the graduate admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Evangeline Hester. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Speech and Hearing Sciences, Naomi Abercrombie. Emma Campbell. Cassidy Chow. Maribel Hurani. Tasfi Islam. Israt Jahan Tamana. Georgia Lush. Anurup Mangar. Sheridan Marcy. Nadia Syed. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Applied Linguistics and TESOL. Kinza Afras Abasi. Rajendra Prasad Kandel. Monica Morita. I present graduates submitted to the degree of Master of Translation and Interpreting Studies. Sawn Mo Gu. Chiho Motoyama. Yiju Pan. Hannah Wu. I present graduates submitted to the degree of Graduate Diploma of Auslan English Interpreting. Marion Burrows. Esther Campbell. Natalie Cull. Duke Molina. Ian Phipps. Amber Richardson. Stacey Van Hulst. Pro-chancellor, a higher degree by research is awarded to a graduate who has successfully completed a program of study in which the defining characteristic is research. Our Master of Research is a 2-year full-time equivalent research training degree consisting of research-based coursework, postgraduate research training, and a major research project. Graduates have focused on a specific research topic to produce a thesis of up to 20,000 words in preparation for a doctoral degree. I present graduates submitted to the degree of Master of Research. Hashim Ashiri for a thesis entitled New Pandemic, New Vocabulary, International Students' Knowledge of COVID-19 Words and Their Vocabulary Learning Strategies. Anna Sophia Bruzon for a thesis entitled Communicating Primary School Enrolment Information to Parents from Non-English Speaking Backgrounds. Mary Kate Neal for a thesis entitled Synchronising Audiology Measurement and Listening-Based Communication Ability in Adults with Hearing Loss, a scoping review of clinical measures. The Doctor of Philosophy is awarded to graduates who have demonstrated the capacity to conduct research independently by forming a distinct contribution to the knowledge of the subject and to afford evidence of coherence and originality shown either by the discovery of new facts or by the exercise of independent critical power. I present graduates admitted to the degree of philosophy, of Doctor of Philosophy. Dr. Alicia Davis for a thesis entitled Improving Communication Outcomes for Children with Hearing Loss in Their Early Years, Tracking Progress and Guiding Intervention. Dr. Amanda May Fullerton for a thesis entitled Cross-Modal Activity in Adults with Cochlear Implants, a Multimodal Brain Perspective. Dr. Serxin Liao for a thesis entitled The Impact of Visual and Auditory Information on Subtitle Processing, an Eye Tracking Study. Dr. Madhya Neelam, who has received the Vice-Chancellor's Commendation for a thesis entitled The Representation of Muslim Women as Speakers of English. Pro-Chancellor, that completes this afternoon's presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Medicine, Health and Human Sciences.
I now call on Professor Eric Knight, Executive Dean of the Macquarie Business School, to present the graduates. Professor Knight.
Pro-chancellor, the graduates of this ceremony are also from Macquarie Business School. Macquarie Business School represents the modern version of a long and storied history at this university of teaching the next generation of leaders in the fields of economics, finance, actuarial sciences, business analytics, marketing, management and accounting. Our school prides itself on a simple and singular focus, you to the power of us. The great economist and philosopher Amartya Sen, winner of the 1998 Nobel Prize in Economics, once said that true liberty is to have the freedom to live the life one has reason to value. So it follows that our true purpose at Macquarie Business School is to empower you, our students, to lead the lives that you have reason to value. We give you both feet and wings. Feet in the foundational training of mathematics and philosophy, recast in the modern disciplines of management, economics, marketing and beyond, and wings so that you find inspiration in the grand problems of our time and have the ability to soar high. Profound change is upon us. The scale and combination of demographic, political, technological and environmental change poses tremendous risk to people and planet alike. Our society faces escalating geopolitical tension at a time when we wrestle with climate change, energy transition and income inequality. I have every confidence that each of you who sits before us today will rise and join the highest echelons of leadership in Australia and in our region. Amongst us are tomorrow's CEOs, MPs, entrepreneurs, public administrators, not-for-profit leaders, and perhaps even academics. So as you leave this place, I want you to remember this most important question as a Macquarie University graduate. Macquarie University is a public university committed to the public good. Therefore, when difficult ethical challenges come your way, the question you must ask yourself is, how will I serve? Pro-chancellor, I present you the graduates from Macquarie Business School, with whom you have admitted to degrees. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Actuarial Studies with the degree of Bachelor of Science. Sharon Chu. Sernan Hu. Joshua Irawan. Isabel Lee. Gideon Sachs. Han Pareshe. I present graduates admitted to the degrees of Bachelor of Applied Finance with the degree of Bachelor of Actuarial Studies. Barkar Ali. Muhammad Amin. Isabel Atahe. Nancy Cheche. Jan Chung. Curtis Fleming. Luke Grassy. Benjamin Howe. Benjamin Herwood awarded the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Angelo Ignatius. Michelle Lee. Akash Malhotra. Francois Adrien Mare. Wendy Newen. Arman Pamnani. Payal Parekh. Courtney Parsons. Scott Peary. Soren Raheb Moll. Abraham Raya. Omar Rizman. Luke Shepherd. Anastasia Wijaya. Charlotte Wilson. I present graduates admitted to the degrees of Bachelor of Applied Finance with the degree of Bachelor of Business Analytics. Lorenzo Casoal. Lily Huang awarded the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Matthew Hunter. Brandon Mercer. Lisa Nguyen. Etash Panti. Vireshwar Raghavan. Hawagai Rodrigo. Alicia Sheshtak. Skardan Siva Kumramaradas. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Commerce, Professional Accounting, with the degree of Bachelor of Business Analytics. Liam Drosinos. Declan Horn. Jason Maroon. Athena Mosphilis. Malha Supre. Nicholas Chong. Cheryl Tran. Joseph Tran. Nicholas Tredenik. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Actuarial Studies. Kevin Chung. Heba Fatima. Xiaowei He. Hian Kwok. Suan Khan An Yuan. Nicholas Sandroni. Alana Weby. Jion Wong Yun. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Business Analytics. Charita Adams. John Alagianis. Cassandra Owing. Marcella Bava. Christian Bowers. Anthony Capetta. Declan Eagles. Shreya Guy. Asad Riaz Garoa. Nandini Jaiswal. Justin Lamb. Stephen Pham. Jason Spencer Scar. Harishana Subramaniam. Tawnee Tan. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Master of Actuarial Practice. Chandima Swam Bandama Banarath Herath Mudiyansalaga. Amal Shika. Jiao Haogong. Lee Ann Vu Nguyen. Vaishnavi Mainoj. Yi Zhang. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Masters of Business Analytics. T. Dao awarded the Macquarie University Award for Academic Excellence. Neetan Reddy Gowley. Evan Ronaldo. Pro-chancellor, a higher degree by research is awarded to a graduate who has successfully completed a program of study in which the defining characteristic is research. The Doctor of Philosophy is awarded to graduates who have demonstrated the capacity to conduct research independently by forming a distinct contribution to knowledge of the subject and to afford evidence of coherence and originality shown either by the discovery of new facts or by the exercise of independent critical power. I present graduates admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Dr. Lin Han, for a thesis entitled 3 Essays on Risk Management in Electricity Markets. Dr. Ning Wang, for a thesis entitled Optimal Reinsurance and Investment Strategies under Strategic Interaction and Model Uncertainty. Pro-chancellor, that completes this afternoon's presentation of graduates from Macquarie Business School.
Pro-chancellor, I call on Dr. Alicia Davis, who graduated with a Doctor of Philosophy, to speak on behalf of the graduating group. Dr. Davis.
One of my sons gave his Year 3 speech this week at school, and on the way out the door this morning, he gave me his top 3 tips so I could give a cracking speech this afternoon. He said, "Mum, maintain good eye contact, speak slowly, and make sure you pronounce your words clearly." So I'll give it a go. Pro-chancellor, members of the university, fellow graduates, and guests. There's something very special that binds us as graduates here today. Something that's more than the journey that we've been through, more than the highs and the lows that no doubt we have all experienced. The endless support from those around us, many of whom are here today, for me, Nick, my mum, Katie, and for all those who can't, thank you. More than the sage and wise counsel that we've received from our supervisors, lecturers, and mentors. Liz, Bob, Jim, thank you. More than the questions that we've had in how we were ever going to finish what we'd signed up for. And that somehow, just somehow, we've managed to navigate our way through this path and to get here this afternoon. What binds us is that we've completed this amazing achievement during the most enormous societal and global shift that we have ever seen, and hopefully we will ever see in our lifetime. This deserves an even bigger pat on the back, quiet moment of celebration, and deep, deep pride in what we've all achieved. For me, my PhD journey was 10 years. It included 3 children, a husband, a marriage, a full-time job as the General Manager of Clinical Services for a not-for-profit early intervention service for more than 700 children and their families. The loss of my dad, who was the one who first made me believe that a PhD was even possible. A couple of significant health scares and 5 house moves. Add on the pandemic, which brought responsibilities to provide continued care for the families that we work with. Leading a team to transition to telehealth platforms in a number of days, many of whom didn't believe that was possible. Keeping up morale, connection, and sanity for others and myself. A husband who was away on 2 tours of the Middle East with the Defence Force, and a mum who was living on her own who I couldn't see. As we all had, there were health concerns in the unknown, and not forgetting, of course, homeschooling, which many of us have shared the joys of. I do adore hanging out with my children, but please, universe, not again. I know we all have our own unique stories about this time and journeys to graduation today, none of which are anything short of inspirational. There's a magnet I've had next to my desk for a long time that, to be honest, I've never really understood before this point. It states, "Some stories don't have a clear beginning, middle, and end. Life is about not knowing, having to change, taking the moment and making the best of it, without knowing what's going to happen next. Delicious ambiguity. Never does that seem truer than now and what we've been through to get here." At the beginning of my PhD story, I couldn't even describe what it was I was doing. I certainly had no concept that the end result would be a tool that hearing health professionals are now using around the world to change the opportunities and outcomes for children with hearing loss. I'm so glad to have jumped in, embarked on this journey, embraced the ambiguity, seen where it took me, the application of the research, and the legacy that it's now leaving. We now all have a great opportunity to share what we've learned during our story here at Macquarie. It is bestowed on us to impart this knowledge to others, to inspire curiosity, open minds, and help others see and think a little bit further. What a gift. How lucky we are. Today is one for the memory jar and a day to celebrate. Be incredibly proud. We all deserve it. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Alicia, for those remarks, which are very meaningful, especially in the context that you describe of the last couple of years that people have been working under. And congratulations again on your degree.
O mio bambino caro,
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Ms. Angela Brewer, who's CEO and Artistic Director of Coast Opera Australia. Would you please join me in thanking her again for that superb performance? Please also join me in thanking our musicians. On the organ, Heather Moen-Boyd. And on the trumpet, Mr. Bruce Helmers. I'd also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge and thank the representatives of our alumni community who've come today to help celebrate the occasion. Graduates, this ceremony marks a change in your relationship with Macquarie University, but it's certainly not the end of your association with us. From today onwards, you are now part of the bigger Macquarie family. Our alumni network, which, as I mentioned earlier, has well over 200,000 members, spanning more than 140 countries, and it now welcomes you to its fold. We look forward to seeing you back on campus to attend alumni events, to undertake further study, or simply to visit our beautiful surrounds and reminisce about the good times you spent here as Macquarie University students. Graduates, the award of a university degree carries many opportunities and privileges, but like all privileges, it also carries responsibilities. We urge you to commit to lifelong learning and inquiry. We urge you to set ambitious goals for yourselves. We urge you to continue the hard work that has already brought you this far. And remember, the world is not only changed by the great leaps forward of an Albert Einstein or a Marie Curie, but by the many contributions, small and large, by people just like you. At Macquarie, we pride ourselves on developing each and every one of our students into engaged community citizens and leaders. So we urge you to always give thought to what you can do for others along the way. You don't have to do much sometimes to make a real difference in someone's life. Sometimes a kind gesture or a small word can mean an enormous amount. We challenge you to continue to exercise sound judgment and initiative, and to always be generous in offering practical advice and wisdom to those you meet on life's journey. Our hope is that as graduates of Macquarie University, you will use what you have learned here not only for your own benefit, but also for the betterment of our community. And in all you do, we charge you to uphold the good name of Macquarie University. It's also our hope that you will always remember the people who've helped you along the way, many of whom are here with us today. So to acknowledge their contribution and thank them for it, I'm going to ask you to do a few things. First, I'd like all our new graduates to please stand. Now, I want you to place your testamers on your seats and turn around to face your families and friends. And now I invite you to give them a round of applause. Turn around now. Don't sit down, don't sit down. Here on the dais behind me are representatives of our academic staff who've supported you throughout your journey. Please join me in thanking them. Graduates, please remain standing, but do pick up your testamers from the seat behind you. The official party will soon leave the graduation hall, followed by the graduates. As we do, our organist will play the traditional recessional music of graduation, which has been played at ceremonies like this one for hundreds of years. There's an age-old set of Latin lyrics which accompanies this music, which begins, Gaudiamus igitur dum sumis juvenes. In translation, this means, therefore let us rejoice, for we will always be young. The song speaks in a whimsical way of youth and old age at the same time, of the brevity of life and the inevitability of death, of service to the state and the city, and of happiness. Again, to our newest graduates of Macquarie University, my warmest congratulations and every best wish for futures filled with success, satisfaction, and above all, happiness. Now might I invite everyone to please stand. Shortly, I'll lead the official party out to be followed by the graduates, and I then invite you all to follow our graduates out of the graduation hall and enjoy some light refreshments around the side of the building. In closing today's wonderful celebration of your achievements, I say again, Gaudiamus igitur, therefore let us rejoice.